accogliamo con un grande applauso Carlos Alcaraz.
Would be a fifth different Masters 1000 title for this man if he could seal victory today here in Rome.
E un altro grande applauso per il nostro Jannik Sinner.
He is the most famous face right now in Italian sport.
Quindi 15 love. Silenzi telefoni, per favore, grazie.
Do you have any concerns for Jannik today physically after what we saw a couple of nights ago?
Well, what I would say, when Seb Loze asked him the question, he took a lot of time before he answered it. As if he wanted to get his message out, and he didn't really want to let the semi-final, when it happened, he didn't want to let anyone know that he was being affected, and I think it definitely hampered his movement in that third set. Against Tommy Paul, but that extra day will help.
30-15.
I mean, you'd have to feel if this match goes long, conditions are going to change quite a bit in it, aren't they? We're 5:30 local time, as we see Sinner's backroom team. Uli, of course, there, alongside Marco Panici, his physical trainer.
Look how high that serve kicked up. He's used that serve well. First serve that's sort of three-quarter pace. So just saw Alex Vitor in the box, who of course is one of Jannik's childhood friends, grew up in the same town, now working in a management capacity with him, looking after his business affairs after a shake-up a few weeks ago. There's Alex. And the first serve coming to his aid as he closes out the opening game.
First game.
Was due to play in Hamburg next week, wasn't he? You felt that was always a backup plan for Sinner, but having done so well here, he's now decided to pull out of that event and the volume of matches he needs.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Mum and dad, as they so often are, getting to watch their son once again.
El servicio, Carlos Alcaraz. 15 settle, 15 love.
A couple of big heavy forehands from Alcaraz already into the Sinner forehand. A couple of errors.
Opting to try and get that return into play a little earlier.
15 pari, 15 all. Can the spider cam operator please move it behind the players? Thank you.
Knows what it takes to win here, as his coach.
It's often be the case in matches like this. It take a while to sort of settle down. Both players, you know, obviously nervous. He was out the blocks so fast against Ruud with Sinner.
Pari, 30 all.
Is there a better +1 in the game than Carlos Alcaraz right now?
The forehand is devastating. He has been hitting his forehand very well here. Explodes off the surface. A combination of the spin and also the pace.
And how early he hits it.
Yeah, that's why that wide serve's big.
Quick to jump around that one. And still had a lot to do though, did the world #1. And did it magnificently.
Well, he's not got a bad forehand either, has he? Alcaraz might be leading the forehands in terms of the clay court season, but Sinner's forehand has been the best shot the last year.
Grazie. Let for serve.
Throwing the backhand as well, and he leads the tour with that. The last 52 weeks, the Italian.
Vantaggio, Alcaraz. Joko, Alcaraz.
Putting a little bit more shape on the ball. I think that's something that perhaps he's done against Sinner in the past, Barry, isn't it? He's given him a few different looks in terms of the shape of the ball, the length of the ball. The variety that he's had at times has caused Sinner some problems.
Well, I think it's almost a must, isn't it? If you are going to beat Sinner in the final, that you have to come with extra layers. You do not want to get into baseline rallies going with the same pace against Sinner when he's in the groove. And obviously with the clay, I think the drop shot's a factor. The amount of drop shots he played when he beat him in the French Open last year. Yeah, just for to back up those numbers, Sinner won actually 12 of 16 with a drop shot in Roland Garros. Alcaraz, incredible, 37 drop shots he hit.
Filippo Volandri, we just saw, the Italian Davis Cup captain, busy man these days.
Party, 15 all.
They have got a plethora of players, haven't they? At the top of the sport at the moment. Looking sharp today is Filippo. And a good run here himself, doing the last four.
It's an upgrade from the Italian Davis Cup kit. Taken 10 minutes. I feel like the players are starting to find their rhythm.
30-15.
Yeah, in that final in Beijing, he didn't serve particularly well. Probably low first serve percentage, and I'm sure he'll be looking to try and up that today. Finding a bit of a groove in this game. Utilising the backhand line to very good effect there.
Yeah, and it's how you get to use the backhand line. It was the slice before. So it's a combination of shots before you take on the backhand line, or whether it be the forehand line.
Enough pressure off the ground to force the mistake. Three holes in the opening three games in the final in Rome. Over 380,000 tickets they have sold here over the 2 weeks, which probably won't come as a surprise if you've been watching over that period of time, because the volume of fans that have packed out pretty much every single court has been a joy to behold.
Yeah, the addition of the new court as well.
Two members of Maneskin, I'm told, who are a very famous Italian rock band. They're not on my Apple playlist though yet, Baz. Are they on yours?
I was wondering when they were Eurovision last night.
Zero 15, love 15.
Just such good tennis. It's not easy to hit through Sinner just with going big at the start. You see with Alcaraz going a couple of high forehands, trying to force Sinner back. That's what he did. And then he pulls the trigger. Have to give these a lot of thought, don't you?
Yeah. He's picked the wide serve. Alcaraz hasn't quite hit the spot for once. And Sinner's got something of an opening here.
Yeah, so far, every first serve has gone into that side for Alcaraz. As has every first serve gone into the backhand this side. Almost method in that to just try and open the court up. Angles.
Yeah. I think Sinner will be disappointed there.
Yep.
Just couldn't quite beat the bounce, could he? That was a little more aggressive than he thought it was going to be.
Yeah, every second serve's also gone into the backhand. Interesting.
Quaranta, 30, 40-30.
Jannik.
Got a bit of a helping hand, did Sinner. But he defended impressively.
Parita, deuce.
A little bit of luck with the net cord, but can't deserve the luck when you move as well as he does out wide to that backhand.
This man knew a thing or two about playing on this surface.
But you've got to think, Nick, he still looks in awe of I mean, he was an unbelievable champion, but how the game has evolved on this surface now to the way it is.
He won 3 of the 4 majors, did Mats. Only one he didn't win, of course, was at the All England Club. 3-time Roland Garros champion.
Gioco Alcaraz. Doing Jockey Party, 2 games all.
Ya te has quitado los nervios, ¿eh? Ahora hay que tirar. Vamos, venga, vamos por él, tío. Venga, va, vamos, tío. Ánimo ahí, animándote. Vamos, dale.
Carlos's parents, of course, still have their home in Murcia, just outside.
That's jaw dropping. How about the return?
15 love.
And how about the forehand? Unbelievable how he was able to hit that ball, almost moving forward. Wow.
Quindi Chipari, 15 all.
Muy bien, estás muy bien. Vamos.
The president of the Spanish Tennis Federation in the house today.
Clever serve. Didn't know which way it was going, did he?
Ball back on him quickly, and Sinner not reacting in time.
30 all.
Ánimo, fuerza. Primero un poquito más detrás.
Quaranta, 30, 40-30.
Was the tour leader last year. Let's not forget, in service games won was Sinner. 91% of holds last year. A serve that became non-untouchable for periods.
He's getting so much purchase with the forehand.
Parita, deuce.
Great length. So much height and rearing up to Sinner. Not easy, is it, Nick, to push him back?
Yeah, and the message from Ferrero has been just to stand a little further back on that first delivery. We have just been informed. That's what coach wants him to do. But of course, you then leave yourself a little vulnerable if he hits his spot as he did there.
Yes, especially on the wide surf.
Sinner.
Although the change up there from Sinner.
Ánimo, ánimo. Vamos.
I'm pretty sure. At 36 points. I don't think we've had a drop shot yet, have we?
Estás a gusto ahí, estás a gusto. Vamos.
Mind you, guys are ripping the ball.
Yeah, and what is apparent early on here is that both men are having some pretty difficult situations in terms of defending the second serve. Sinner just 1 from 7 on his second.
Fantagio Alcaraz.
Vamos, Ale, Ale.
First break point then of the final.
Let's first serve. Parità, deuce.
Well, like Alcaraz in the last game, big point, changes it up. He's preferred the serve out wide, Sinner. And the first serve has found its target. He's won 12 of the 15 points.
And again, by being a little deeper there, if he doesn't get the depth on the return, you can see how he can be exposed by the angle that Sinner can create.
Trate de remar en alguna de esas, ¿eh? Que venga tan abajo. Venga.
He passes the first test on his own deal. Does the world number one. Much to the delight of the locals. Sinner up 3-2, opening set.
The last game had a lot to it. Great serve from Sinner. It's amazing, actually, when you look at the numbers, they're almost matching each other, stat for stat. Same aces as double faults, more or less the same, well, exactly the same numbers on first serve. Both of them have only got 1 point on the second serve. Both have only hit 2 winners. Neither of them yet have been in the forecourt. It's, both are kind of going nuclear on the ground shots.
Somewhat surprisingly, this is the first Masters 1000 on this surface to have both players in the top 3 in the final since Rome 4 years ago. But as we have discussed a fair bit, the prizes have been shared around a lot more liberally in the last few years, haven't they?
Yeah. You think of the Masters titles this year.
Time.
I don't think anyone can argue. These two are the top 2 right now. It's outrageous.
15-0, 15 love.
He's kind of looking for the one cross court. You can understand that, but look at the work he puts on that ball.
Treinta-0, 30 love.
do you have him as a better mover on this surface than Sinner, in general?
I do, yes. I think Sinner on the hard. I mean, we're splitting hairs, right?
Yeah. Well, it's taken half an hour. There is the first of those.
40 love.
Yeah, and actually, because he didn't grab hold of that second serve return, it allowed him a little bit of time. Alcaraz just beautifully played. Highly skilled.
Beautiful feel. Wasn't necessarily the case on the first one from Sinner, but he made amends on the second.
Well, what helped him with the first was how far back Alcaraz was, so he had to chase this down, although probably had time to actually go with a two-hander, the Spaniard. Elected to play the chip cross.
Por favore. Giocatori sono pronti, grazie. Gioco, Alcaraz. 3 giochi pari, 3 games all.
And that particular part of the game is still evolving, isn't it? When he takes the one hand off the racket, the slice, his slice is not as good as Alcaraz's slice.
No, and I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, would Alcaraz have made that ball? And you probably think there's a good chance he would have done. As you say, we're talking about very tiny margins, but
that's what's going to separate these two.
3 apiece.
Quindi ci sono
50% of first serves have not come back from Sinner. We'll be hoping to keep it at that number throughout.
Yeah, that match against Tommy Paul was in the evening. But still. I actually think this is the best Alcaraz has hit the ball for the tournament. No surprise given who's at the other end.
He's matched him there, though.
Quinnici, 30-15.
And again, Nick, as we said in the last game, is the issue of standing that far back. Does allow you time to be able to pick your spot. ton of coming, isn't it? And you've only won 1 of 7, it's now 1 of 8.
Oh, we talked about the Alcaraz forehand, and these numbers really back up just how potent it's been so far.
My goodness me. That's as good as it gets.
Found a way to get up the court. Again, Alcaraz, though, you sense, looking to try and add a bit of loft from the back.
40-30. 40-30. Grazie.
Playing it in the air, but with so much control. What a point.
Gioco center. Palle 9, por favore.
World number 1.
Ball change.
Again, having to work for his hold
Center can
and
do
finding
take
a way
4,
through.
Giochi
He
up
continues
face,
to lead
14.
in this opening set.
It's brilliant there, the movement that you see and how well these guys slide into the ball, and then the control. I mean, what you've got, you know, on the faster surfaces, of maybe one great shot can win you the point, but it's a number of shots to outmaneuver your opponent. Two guys who move as well as this.
Time.
Well, that's been an issue of players complaining about the balls, saying they're heavy. Haven't looked heavy today. How much purchase these two are getting off the court. 7 games so far.
And Alcaraz with some new ones. Serving 3-4.
Zero, 15, love 15.
Maybe the new ball's just catching him out, just flying a little bit more than he was used to in the previous game. Simone Vagnozzi, of course, next to Darren Cahill. Cahill, who'll be calling it quits with Sinner at the end of the year.
Serving out wide on that side from both today has been of the highest quality.
Yeah, Darren's going to be taking a break. Been on tour for many, many years. There's the Aussie. Of course, has a home in Adelaide, where he's from.
It's actually counted as an unforced error, but the pressure you're under.
Guarata, 40-15.
Confirmation how hard these two are hitting it. 134 average forehand for Sinner, 133 for Alcaraz. Pushing each other. And just to put into context, that's about as big as you'll see in a season. Around sort of 83, 84 miles per hour.
4 games all.
Yeah, we had that remarkable match, didn't we, earlier in the week with Arthur Fees. Even he was trumping those numbers, but...
Luego le incomodas una la siguiente cambio de velocidad, ¿eh? ¡Vamos!
Yeah, interesting. Ferrero, we're told, just instructed his man to get just a fraction closer. And ironically, he went right at him.
Yeah.
But it speaks to the quality of the serve that Sinner's producing right now.
Please. Trenta 30 love.
Vale, fuerza, Jannik. Venga, ánimo, vamos. Ánimo, ánimo. Venga, vamos.
Joe Moreno on the left-hand side there with the blue and yellow. Physio for Alcaraz.
Guarata, 40 love.
21 of 25 points won on his first deal for Sinner today.
A chance for the first love service game of the final.
And the Italian finds himself closing in on grabbing the opening set. If he can find a way to break, he'll do just that. It's 5-4. And he has won 24 sets in a row, has Sinner, against top 10 opposition. That puts him just 4 shy of the all-time record held by John McEnroe, who won 28 in a row before that was stopped by Ivan Lendl and the French that year. third Italian man to make the final here. Panatta did it twice. 1976, he lost to Vilas. A couple of years later, he beat Vilas, then he lost to Borg a couple of years later. Antonio Zuccarelli was the other Italian male in the final. In the middle, back in 77.
Out.
That pattern continues. Alcaraz serving out wide on the due side 70% of the time. And amazingly, every single serve this side, first or second, except one, has gone wide into the backhand. So if you're Sinner and Cahill and Vagnozzi, are you just moving?
30 love.
Or is Alcaraz just keeping one up his sleeve for the biggest point of the set to go middle? That's what's so fascinating.
Quaranta, 40 love. Joko, Alcaraz.
Despite how well Sinner's been serving, it's actually Alcaraz that has conceded the fewest points in the set. Only 8 lost on his own serve.
You felt that that backhand return from Sinner was one for the future, maybe. 40 love.
Let for serve.
Sinner got a pretty rough bounce that he was just able to manage enough.
15 love.
Alcaraz will be a little disappointed with the way that point finished.
High octane tennis, this 42 of the 65 points, under 5 shots.
Utterly suffocating.
Average rally length, Nick. On Sinner's serve, 5 shots. On Alcaraz's serve, 4 shots. That's clay court tennis. How aggressive these guys are. And the accuracy that they have as well.
Oh.
Almost feels like in this one we shouldn't have the unforced errors category.
Cero, 40 love.
Paolo Lorenzi, somewhat director here.
Snaps the run. 14 consecutive points on serve.
Too hot to handle the Sinner forehand. He continues to keep great length as well. Alcaraz not able to get his feet into the Italian's serve once again. We're heading for a tiebreak at this rate. We're one game away from it. Alcaraz looking to become the fifth player, should I say, to win all of the clay court masters. Serving once more to keep the set alive.
Their last 25 sets that they've played,
15
going back to the first set in Umag, which was the final on clay, has been at least one break of serve.
Quite get the precision he was looking for off that first delivery. Sinner replied with some good length.
15, 30.
Sinner perhaps sensing this could be his moment to strike.
Grazie. Por favore.
The pressure's building on the Spaniard. And Sinner has not only got his first break points, but they're set points.
15, 40. 15-40. Grazie. Por favore, grazie.
Going to the Old Faithful. That surprised many that Sinner didn't make it, though. He had a play on it.
30-40.
Well, it's a champion's mentality. You trust your best, one of your best shots. Obviously, it's a risky play. And having made a few errors on the forehand, Alcaraz, in the last couple of games, he was batting down the hatches there.
Whisker away.
Yeah, I think what you've got, the potential here, the last couple of points, having not played for 3 months. A player of his quality, maybe this is where it can show. Great players. They're fast learners, though.
And again, you can see Alcaraz looking to give the ball a bit more lift, but not really impacting Sinner, who was just able to beat the bounce and then force the Spaniard sideways.
Yeah, well, Alcaraz was almost said, right, I'm not going to miss. So playing with a little bit more safety, maybe not as much on it. There's tension here, all right.
Alcaraz.
Got away with one, didn't he, the Spaniard? You sense he knows it. Sinner had a good look at it. Just wasn't able to deliver off it.
Dale, Jannik.
Alcaraz.
The consequences of Alcaraz if he gets through this game. The mindset of both of what we've seen in the 12th game.
Alcaraz.
Well, the Alcaraz forehand delivering for it. On the space to exploit it, the Spaniard has got us into a breaker.
Tie break. Each player receives one additional video review.
Hay que jugar cada punto, ¿eh? Va. Vale, ya. Vamos. Vale. Vale, vamos. Vale.
Just the second volley.
1-0. Alcaraz.
In fact, I think it's the first volley because the only other time he's come forward was the drop shot. Didn't look comfortable. Alcaraz, I think, will be quite happy to see him there.
Yeah, didn't get particularly tight either, did he? Wasn't given the opportunity to do so, and suddenly he was defending the net.
How much of that first point, oh my goodness. How much of that first point is a result of what happened in the last game?
Alcaraz.
Often does have a huge bearing, as he definitely missed the beat in that last game, Sinner. Continuing to hit that serve out wide.
Oh, how's the timing for those two deliveries? Well, a man whose accuracy at times on his first can be a little questionable, but wow. Advantage firmly with the Spaniard here.
Alcaraz.
When you look at the unreturned numbers, because Sinner has now got the exact same number of unreturns off the first and the second, both now at 40%.
Let's serve.
And obviously, you're feeling the pressure more because you know you have to get a good first strike in.
Well, he adopted an entirely different position to return that second serve. And the outcome, sadly, from his perspective, was the same.
Just the second time he's gone there. And what a run on serve he is having.
Alcaraz.
2 aces followed by the big serve into the forehand.
For Italica in all its glory. Not a seat to be had on Pietrangeli as well. Well, they're looking at the big screen, just going down on the bottom right. Remarkable. Oh.
Three
unreturned and 1 double. As the makeup of the serving numbers for this man in this tiebreak, it's been a bit of everything. I don't know if the change of ends contributed possibly to that, who knows? Whatever, we're back on serve. Sinner in a nigh on impossible position, but he still hit the lob to perfection.
Yeah, she did really well here, Sinner. Just needed to be a couple of inches taller.
Alcaraz.
People straining to get a view of this wherever they can. And a set that is still very much on a knife edge. Couldn't quite drag it cross court aggressively enough, could he?
And I'm surprised, given the fact that he's hit every second serve there, Alcaraz, into the backhand. And obviously the ball is kicking up, but could he just start his position a little further to the left, Sinner?
2 set points for the Spaniard.
6-5 Alcaraz.
Combination of depth and pace from Sinner. Devastating. Still has one set point to save. What a finish to the opening set. And it's Carlos Alcaraz that finds a way to grab it at the death. Utterly enthralling. 70 minutes. The Spaniard is halfway to the title.
And what makes this guy, after 70 minutes, all of a sudden come forward, which he hasn't done the whole of the set. I mean, how quick was he as well to recognize that he had a chance to make that move? Look, just 3 points at the net, and he won 2 of those 3, but a couple of those were drop shots. That volley from Sinner early on in the tiebreak. And of course, Sinner will look back at that 6-5 set. Oh, it was high octane stuff, it really was. Actually, both men really dominating on serve, no breaks. Sinner had a couple of set points. First strike then to Alcaraz, and they were matching each other blow for blow in that enthralling 70 minutes. Unbelievable from Alcaraz. That transition to move forward the way he did. I mean, it was a difficult volley. He was on the service line, but how well did he control it? That's just pure instinct. There's no way that's not tactics. That's just the feel for the moment. Special.
So much to admire. It'll be Alcaraz, though, to begin the second. Also worth noting, that of course ends Sinner's streak of 24 successive sets won against the top 10. John McEnroe's record of 28 will still stand come the end of this week.
And the fact he got to 24 is remarkable in itself, given the strength of the tour.
The good news for Sinner is that the slight physical concerns we had on Friday really haven't been a factor today, have they? He's looked to be 100%.
Definitely. Sometimes happen though, can't it, in big matches? You get to decide on a tie break, and there can be a break early in the second, or more than one break.
wasn't a friendly bounce in the slightest.
15-30. 15-30.
The advice from Ferrero to try and use the drop shot when he is against the wind was what he asked of Alcaraz. Ran out of room. It is one of the tighter tennis arenas in the world, this one, particularly on the sidelines.
It's an unbelievable angle from Alcaraz.
Similar part of the court that was to where Murray won on match point. Do you remember that here? He hit it from an almost identical spot to that.
It was Djokovic, wasn't it?
That's right.
In the rain as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's interesting about that message, obviously, from Ferreira, I don't think it's any rocket science, but it's when he's going to choose to use it. All well and good giving the message, but obviously working with the great champion that he does work with, he trusts that Alcaraz will be able to pick the right time. Shot selection of these guys. Incredible. It's a good leave.
Parita deuce.
You look for a while as though he was going to try and make an attempt at it. Wise not to.
Ventaggio Alcaraz.
Métele otro kick y la primera piénsatela bien. Venga, vamos. Ya pensada la tienes.
Identical numbers in terms of points one behind the first. Both bang on 75%.
Gioco Alcaraz. Primo gioco, segunda partita, first game, second set.
That's a great response after losing the first couple of points. Serve helping him again. A big real feature of his serving today. Get through that opening set. He still hasn't been broken. Of course, the 2 set points he saved, but he has favoured, this is his first serve placement, he has favoured the wide serve on both sides. 62% out wide on the due side, and more or less every single serve has gone into the backhand on the left side. 64% in the green out wide. Also, the second serve predominantly has gone into that backhand. Could Sinner maybe just move a little bit more to the left? Surely Darren Cahill and Vagnozzi know that, don't they?
You'd certainly think so. Even more so when you consider the amount of points Alcaraz has won off his second.
Love 15.
Just a tidal wave of forehand Sinner had to endure there.
I'm just wondering what we saw in the first set, which was literally 1 or 2 points, the missed opportunities. But beginning of the second, Sinner couldn't break from love 30, but will it be Alcaraz who does convert? He needs to respond here, the Italian. He's ready to pounce. Alcaraz.
Looking in a
40.
rather fragile position here, the world #1.
Grazie.
And the Spaniard on the brink of an early break.
Alcaraz.
He's made it count. And was Sinner,
Alcaraz.
the pressure in that game was just relentless on him, wasn't it?
Salam.
Was he just a fraction slow out to the forehand? He's in real trouble now.
Quindici zero, 15 love.
It's one thing, isn't it, beating the opposition he's played this week. It's one thing beating Navone, De Jong, Ruud, of course, top 10 player, winner in Madrid. Yes, that was, of course, a wonderful performance.
But he was under no pressure because he was ahead from the start.
Different kettle of fish today in terms of the intensity of the rallies. Point in, point out, having to recover. Is that just, is he feeling it a little bit here, do you sense? Understandably.
Understandably. That's why, as we said at the start, I was surprised that Sinner was the favourite because of that. But champions dig in. As he will, Sinner.
It's not going to help his cause in any way.
It's interesting there, they just looked a little passive, Sinner, so I don't know whether the intensity again of that first set, maybe this is a little bit of a dip for Sinner. Alcaraz had a dip at the start of the second, but he was still held onto that service game. It can be so crucial, can't it, Nick? It's unrealistic to not expect a dip. It's can you get through that service game?
Worth remembering, this is Alcaraz's 35th match of the year already. How telling is that right now? It certainly feels as though it's significant.
Alcaraz.
14 of the last 18 points have gone the way of the Spaniard. It's an almighty task from here on in for the world #1 to turn this around.
Time.
Can he get himself out of this situation? He's surprised his own team with the level and the standard that he's produced here in Rome this week. 5 valuable wins. Sinner serving here, set and 3 love down. Not been beaten, remember, since the final in Beijing last year to the man he's facing today. 26 matches in succession Sinner has won, dating back to the autumn last year. Has Alcaraz turned that point in his favour?
Only he knows. And I'm sure Sinner's wondering the same. How did he turn it around? Another one of those long busting points that Alcaraz is coming out on top. Amazingly, that's his first backhand winner of the final. Throughout this tournament, we've talked about Alcaraz saying he's dropped his intensity. But it's less likely in a match like this because he absolutely knows he can't afford to lose the intensity.
He certainly kept things tight in this set. Alcaraz just 4 unforced errors in nearly 4 games from the Spaniard, making Sinner work exceptionally hard right now.
Left for serve.
Out.
Two Italian legends, Panetta and Schiavone, side by side.
Ferrero only needed to say it once and he remembered it 20 minutes later.
15-40.
Drop shot. What a time to hit it.
Grazie.
A miss that may well prove fatal for the world's best.
4 giochi a 0. 4 games to love.
And so often you can look at these two unbelievable ball strikers, but actually in a match like this there have been crucial points won and lost at the net. You think of the tiebreak, the great volley that Alcaraz hit on set point, the missed volley that Sinner missed at the beginning of the set. And was that the final chance for Sinner?
Zero, 15, love 15. Quindi pari, 15 all.
Such a clever serve. Sinner didn't really know which side to take it off, did he? But taking it on the back end, his weight, his momentum is all shifting to the right. So again, he's left just a little bit exposed because of that.
That's it. Por favor.
He's used the width so well on serve today, Alcaraz. Time that Sinner went through a match on clay without breaking serve was 3 years ago in Madrid.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, because it didn't really feel he was in position to play it.
40, 30.
I mean, this is outrageous.
40-30.
Sort of stretching to his right to get that racket head control.
Utterly indefensible. How can you cover that sort of shot? An extraordinary game from an extraordinary athlete.
Alcaraz Canute, 5 giochi a 0.
Sinner with a right smile up towards his chair. The writing firmly on the wall here for the world number 1. It's 5-love.
Here's a stat. 121 points, and he's only hit 6 winners. Cleanest ball strikers. I think that kind of answers your question that you posed in the first set.
Yeah. And all week, we look at the steal score numbers. He's been so high on the steal score numbers. And again, that game perfectly illustrating that and just how hard it is to finish him off when you do get him in those positions because of just how well he moves.
Yeah, he does lead the tour in terms of the steal scores, and that's been the case again today. Just 6 winners. That's all he's been able to hit today.
Time.
Yeah, those steal score numbers we mentioned, and if we look at the insights today, Alcaraz is double in terms of the steal score on his opponent this afternoon. And is on the brink of becoming a champion in Rome for the first time. In terms of players to win all 3 of the clay court events, of course, it used to be Hamburg, so you have to factor that in as well. There's only ever been 4. Nadal, of course, one of them, Djokovic the other. As we look at those steal numbers, the other 2 players to have won the 3 clay court masters, Gustavo Kuerten and Marcelo Rios. Oh, that's beautiful. Of course, they won Hamburg.
30-0, 30 love.
Which was replaced by Madrid at a 1,000 level a few years ago now.
Oh!
One of the reasons he's in this position in this set, only made 3 of 12 first serves. Having served so well in the first. Again, statistically, the best return of the second serve in the sport.
Joko, center. Alcaraz Caduce, 5 giochi a 1, 5 games to 1.
Doing all they can to rouse their hero. Alcaraz to try and serve it out.
Quindi 15 love. Out. 30-0, 30 love.
Oh, what a tipping point that opening set tiebreak has proved to be. Those numbers have firmly flipped.
Still a lot of information now for Sinner to take from this match.
30-15.
It's been a very positive tournament for him.
15, 40-15.
He has turned the screw in this second set. And Alcaraz stands with 2 match points.
Out. 40-30, 40-30.
Sinner did very well just to find a way to get racket on ball. As it happened, he made it tricky.
Grazie. Por favore. Grazie. Fantasio Alcaraz.
This has been some display from the Spaniard. He saved his best tennis of the week till the death.
And 13 forehand winners to just 3 for Sinner.
It's Alcaraz that reigns in Rome. The Spaniard completes the set of clay court Masters 1000s. He puts an end to Jannik Sinner's 26-match unbeaten streak. And he will be the man to beat, surely, going into Roland Garros. What a performance. He dashes home hopes here with a straight sets win. 7-6, 6-1.
Jubilant scenes here with Alcaraz and his team.